Sounds a bit like the support act following the headline, or it feels a little bit like that anyway. My name's Mcleod. I am co-founder and CEO of a live music platform called BandWagon. We connect band artists and DJs with live music venues, festivals and promoters across the UK. So our aim as individuals and as a company really is that no band really should play to an empty room. My co-founder and I are experienced promoters and band managers, and over several sort of discussions over the last couple of years or so, we realised that in live music there were a few problems really. We really enjoyed putting on great bands and getting great fans along, but what we realised was that actually, particularly at a grassroots level, there was a lack of transparency and communication from the promoter side and sometimes from the artist side, whether that be a band not turning up on time, not bringing the right equipment, or the promoter just not communicating about what the deal was in terms of whether that be a monetary deal or what the equipment was that they needed to bring. And bands were telling us that they actually really struggled to access live music venues and gigs and just didn't know how to go about securing that all-important gig, whether it's your first gig or whether you want to go out and tour beyond your hometown. So, despite what you may read from time to time, live music certainly is booming. We know about some of the venues that are closing down, but there's always new ones that are opening up and giving it a go. And things are growing. Live music is growing 10% year on year. I think what's interesting, and I've just been down at the Great Escape, there were a few presentations where they were talking about sort of gross touring revenue and how that's increasing, but actually the top 3% of artists, the percentage of that is actually reducing amongst the higher earners, and so the wealth of growth of live music gross revenue is actually distributed more evenly across maybe some smaller artists. So as I said, we've got a team of people that are fairly experienced in live music, whether that be from the promoter or management side, that have toured UK, Europe and US, so really understand how the mechanics of live music works. So what we really wanted to do was create a really super simple platform that promoters could go onto, post an opportunity, a gig opportunity, look for a certain type of artist, and they could filter that by location and by the genre of the artist as well. And we just wanted to make it really easy for bands just to be able to come in and search for something that was a right fit for them, and that they'd be able to get into the system straight away, start applying and start securing that gig. So I've just, unfortunately I don't have any exciting demos and pyrotechnics today, but I'm just going to give you a few screenshots just to see, for you to see what the latest platform looks like that we launched back in March. So again, all the basic information that a promoter might need to create an opportunity. If they're a festival, they can create a multi-day event, so they can create a 3 or 4 day event. If they want to create a one-off event, they can do so. Or they can do a series of different and multiple days. So if you run a folk night on a Tuesday, you can place all those in. If you run a death metal night on a Saturday night, you can do that, and you can match those two together. And really simple for the band to come in and apply. If you're brand new, you can apply for the gig. It's a really easy 3-stage process. We use the Twitter API to pull in your location, your band photo, and we use the SoundCloud API to allow you to drop in a track, your favorite track, the one that you feel best represents you to secure the gig. Here's our featured artist at the moment, Common Tongues, who've just played down at the festival as well. So what we tried to do with the EPK is include all the information that an artist would need to do to present themselves as professionally as possible, and we try to guide them through that process. But it's all the sort of things that you would really expect. On the back end for a promoter, every gig opportunity has its own view in terms of applications. And as I say, you can filter by genre, you can filter by location down to postcode. So if you're really, really small, we just did a small festival down in Crystal Palace, and they wanted to book really, really local bands, so obviously searching SE19 was valuable for them. And if you've got several thousand applications coming through on this page, it makes it much easier to start filtering down by genre and by location. Once you've booked your band, you can start to work out the logistics. So if you have multiple stages, you can flip between the stages if you're a festival, or if you're a multi-stage venue. And you can apply the load-in time, sound check, stage time, set length, so starting to work out the real logistics of the gig. And you can change these and alter these between your booked artists. And once you finalize that, they all receive an email to let them know exactly where they need to be, at what time, and what they need to do. And feedback from promoters on this has been good. It's something that they really enjoy using. So when we released the new version of the platform in March, we wanted to work with a couple of festivals this year to gain their feedback about what it was we were trying to do with them. And what we enabled these festivals to do was actually place the opportunity by taking a small piece of code, a small widget, and an iframe and dropping it into their own site. So they could receive the applications not just via BandWagon, but actually via their own site, and it was powered by us. Obviously, the benefit for our platform is that every time a band is signing up for a festival, they're also signing up to BandWagon, and that gives us the opportunity to display more opportunities for the band beyond the one that they're applying for. So just to give you an overview of the story so far, in the summer of 2011, we released a very small MVP, just very, very basic site to allow people to post opportunities and apply. As I've mentioned already, in February, March this year, we launched a new version of the site, brought festivals on board, and in August 2013, we'll be improving certainly the user interface and experience for promoters and improving upon our feature set for artists. So we're currently at 6,000 plus artists across the UK, US, and Europe. What's quite interesting now is we're getting a number of artists signing up beyond the UK. One, because they want to come and tour in the UK, because it's a great place to come and play live music and showcase your artist. But also because they're telling us that they really enjoy the platform and how it's set up, and they don't have anything in their own territories that is really doing the same thing for them. So that's encouraging, and we're quite excited by that. So we have a really clear offering. It's a freemium subscription model. As an artist and a promoter, you can sign up for free. We feel that if we can get people onto the platform and we can demonstrate to them that we're really creating some value, that we can then upsell premium tools. At the moment, we have one just for artists, which really gives them tools to sort of market themselves to the promoter to give them a better chance of getting that gig. We have a recommendation tool in the background that we offer up to promoters when they create the event that tries to surface the right artist at the right time for them. So what do we want to do next? What is our plans next? It's really sort of to go beyond being just a sort of access opportunity platform. We want to sort of create a live music business platform for the live music industry. So promoters are telling us that they want an end-to-end solution. They don't just want to be able to create the gig opportunity. They don't just want to be able to communicate with the artist, but they want to be able to market their event and sell tickets as well. And they feel that if we can give them that end-to-end solution, it's something they're going to use a lot more regularly, even if they're not necessarily tapping into our marketplace of artists, but they're using it as an event management piece of software. Another thing that comes up quite regularly is the idea of de-risking the artist proposition. So for myself as a promoter, when I was dealing with artists in London, it would be really hard for me to take a risk on a band in Manchester if I wasn't really sure about how many tickets they could sell. And so there's lots of different ways, I think, about trying to at least de-risk that proposition beyond really enjoying the music from the band, and that's something that we're going to be working on over the next year or so. For artists, we want to be able to create a sustainable touring platform. So not just showing those big, great opportunities at Secret Garden Party or whatever the festival may be, but we actually want to be able to grow with the artists from their very first gig to be able to service them for national tours and beyond. And for labels, management, and booking agents, we want to be able to give them umbrella profiles to manage their roster. This is something that, when we first set up the platform, we really didn't expect agents or management or booking agents to get involved. But as the platform's grown and as we're really sort of reaching out to promoters and offering great opportunities, labels, management, and booking agents have seen it as a useful tool to get their particular artist gig opportunities. So that's something we've had to react to, and something that we're going to provide for management and for labels in the coming months. And as I mentioned before, when you get more artists on the platform with these opportunities, really, it's how can we surface the right artist at the right time. So what we're really trying to do is create a music discovery tool for the live music industry. How can we surface that artist at the right time, for the right venue, for the right opportunity, and that's something we're going to be working on. We're currently speaking to a few Southern Hemisphere festivals, so we're looking to broaden our horizons and allow our artists to be able to tour beyond the UK. We're looking at other strategic partnerships that are going to help us to grow our user base, and we're targeting a US launch in 2014. And that's me done. Any questions? Questions? No questions?
Could you just talk a little bit more about how you de-risk the process from the point of view of the promoters? Like how can a promoter be sure that the band is going to sell tickets, basically?
Yeah, I don't think a promoter can ever be sure about how many tickets an artist can sell. It's that sort of gambling risk type industry, unfortunately. But I think there are ways to do it. I think obviously at the moment we only have filters that can show you what type of genre or what location they're in. So obviously if you've got a local band, you hope that they have a better following in their local hometown, so you can pick the right artist for the night depending on what you're trying to achieve. But obviously if you're able to display ticket sales or how they're working, how they're working with their fan base to engage their fan base to sell tickets, certainly that sort of that data that's generated and can be fed back into a system like ours to show that an artist started selling 20 tickets here, and 6 months down the line they're now selling on average 80 tickets a time. And so that gives the promoter the opportunity to see that progress is being made. And I think also beyond the promoter there will be other interested parties about seeing the progress of an artist and seeing how they're moving from a smaller cap venue to a large cap venue, and when they can sort of look towards booking that artist as well. So that's perhaps one example of de-risking.
Is that displayed on their profile then, the artist?
We don't currently have ticketing embedded there, so we're looking at working with ticketing providers at the moment and doing the right deal that's going to work for the artists and promoters on the platform. But that's something that we're definitely looking at.